James. What's going on, buddy? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Mystery Ranch International. Located here at the Southern Alliance compound, the Rad Bunker. X-Ray Zulu, number 322, call sign Camelot. Yes, sir.
What we got on the agenda tonight, Michael?
Pretty much some secret government projects, I think.
Special projects.
Special projects.
Which should all make you be shuddering in your boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I noticed that that first one you had was a D.A.R.P.A project, so I was going to explain what D.A.R.P.A is. D.A.R.P.A stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which is an agency of the United States Department of Defense responsible for development of emerging technologies for use by the military. They do the futuristic stuff that isn't even employed for, the next 20 years. But they were formed February 7th, 1958 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower, pretty much in response to the Russians shooting the Sputnik satellite into the air. And these folks have an annual budget of $2.97 billion. So, they got some crazy futuristic demonic science going on.
Man.
That's a lot of money to do. What does a new fighter jet of ours cost right now? $25 million.
Something like that.
Is it $100 million?
Nah,
It's like,
I'd say 25. Something.
we'll look it up and I'll put it on there. But
Yeah.
how many millions in a billion? That's 2.9, almost $3 billion to do all the cool futuristic stuff.
That's some laser beam stuff right there, boy.
Yes, sir.
That's some laser beam stuff. Definitely.
So, this first one.
What you got on the first one?
It's actually called the E.A.T.R. E.A.T.R.
E.A.T.R.
But you got to understand, this is the most futuristic stuff these guys are doing here for the Defense Department of the United States of America with a $3 billion budget.
I gotta say, I do love that acronym. So. Love them.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
The E.A.T.R., which is E.A.T.R. They have
E.A.T.R.
Energetically Autonomous Tactical Robot.
There you go.
The E.A.T.R. is a special D.A.R.P.A project, which I just explained what D.A.R.P.A was, to develop a robotic platform able to perform long missions while refueling itself by foraging. So the first people that ever reviewed this were like, well, what if it eats your dog or your child playing in the yard or something? But luckily...
It needs to refuel.
Luckily, come to find out, they're vegetarians.
Okay.
So they probably have bad skin and kind of lackadaisical. I don't know.
Smell like patchouli, let it hang out. Just kidding.
Little bit.
I like patchouli soap, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Full disclosure. Not all the time, but yeah.
The system obtains its energy by foraging, engaging in biologically inspired organism-like energy harvesting behavior, which is equivalent of eating. It can find, ingest, and extract energy from biomass in the environment and other organically based energy sources, as well as conventional and alternative fuels such as gasoline, heavy fuel, kerosene, diesel, propane, coal, cooking oil, and solar when suitable.
Or baby fat.
Yes, if you can get a good can of it. Which, trust me, I got a feeling these guys are hooked into some things. They can probably, hey, if John Podesta can get some
soul cooking,
human blood and baby milk whenever, or breast milk whenever he wants it, and human blood, why can't these E.A.T.R. robots get baby fed?
I promise you, they can get some fucking energy from some daggone babies.
Okay. Well, in order to succeed, the E.A.T.R. must be able to find suitable biomass sources of energy, locate, manipulate the source of energy, cut to size as needed, and convert biomass to electrical energy. I think it even has like a saw blade thing, like hands. It really does. It says here somewhere.
Oh my goodness, love it.
You know.
If it doesn't, if y'all are listening, it needs to be added. Just saying.
The robotic arm and N-effector will be attached to the robot mobility platform either directly or affixed to a platform
the G.I. Joe
towed
bats.
behind.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly
yeah,
what you're talking about.
It's got like the winch and everything. It's got the claw. Awesome. Mommy, what's that out in the front yard? It's just the energetically autonomous tactical robot E.A.T.R.
The N-effector will consist of a multi-fingered
Where's
or
Annabelle kitten at?
three-fingered, two-thumb, one-finger hand with
I like
sufficient
how-
degrees of freedom to grasp and operate a cutting tool, a circular saw, to demonstrate an ability to prepare biomass for ingestion and to grasp and manipulate biomass for ingestion.
You know them devil worshippers over there at D.A.R.P.A, they definitely gonna add two thumbs taken away from whatever God's design is, right?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
God only gave us one thumb. He's stupid.
What year was that film made? Metropolis. They should see the futuristic robot that those German guys made.
That's like
before World War I.
Beginning of film.
Yeah, one of the first movies ever. Watch it, Metropolis. It's awesome.
Yeah, they definitely
silent movie.
They definitely like sacrificed some babies to Moloch to be able to get the energy to produce that film. A Moloch the owl. Yeah. All right.
Which we'll tell you about at some point. Definitely.
If the CIA, I mean, like CIA's already shut down like 4 of our videos so far, so.
Yeah, but we're trying to push them through. We're gonna start putting fake titles, maybe. Get them out there.
All right. What we got? Excalibur program. First thing, whenever I first read this, I just automatically thought of like RoboCop. So, the Defense Department constantly worries about like the risk associated with combat, especially in urban environments, where less precise conventional weapons may cause unintended collateral damage.
It's funny how many keywords like that are Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
It is, yeah. It is interesting. So yeah, DARPA's Excalibur program is aimed at aligning these fears through lightweight laser weapons. Eventually, DARPA hopes the program will produce a 100 kilowatt laser that will could be used in precision strikes against ground or air targets. So, yeah. It looks like RoboCop's.
Isn't it funny how our government prepares for urban combat? Keeps preparing for urban combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just thought. Think about that, folks.
This is just on that real fast. All right. One of my buddies, I will not say his name, just for obvious reasons, but he's dating this, and he's fixing to get married to this girl. His soon-to-be brother-in-law was he worked for the Army Corps of Engineers. And this dude just about went crazy because the Army Corps of Engineers was going around they had a formula to where they would find these sites. And the formula had to be, the population of the city had to be like 1 million plus. It had to be a big hub for trains, and it had to have a lot of acreage available. And they were working in Atlanta, which is 1 million plus city. It's been originally a hub for trains since the Civil War or pre-Civil War, and they were converting these warehouses and into, I mean, I don't know how much conspiracy things y'all go into, but into they were converting them into FEMA camps, and this was 2009, 2010, and I don't think that very much stuff goes on anymore. But I mean, at one point, it's arguable that the U.S. government was definitely planning on some kind of
So
FEMA
lots of pictures
encampment.
of FEMA camps. Lots of different pictures of lots of different pictures.
And this dude about went crazy asking questions, and he was like, and the questions he was getting answered weren't the ones he was wanting to hear, and the barbed wire was pointed in. I mean, a lot of interesting details, and I'll have to ask him about it. I haven't heard, but that's just off the top of my head. I was talking about this, and I don't know. It's just what you're talking about with urban combat, you know. And yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
I think we are now on Luke Skywalker's binoculars. Yeah, this is pretty interesting.
Yep. So these are the Star Wars binoculars. Luke's binoculars, cognitive technology threat warning. Our friends at good old DARPA.
They're looking out for
Cognitive
you.
technology threats warning system. They call this device Luke's binoculars, after the device used by Luke Skywalker in the original Star Wars movie when he's looking out in the desert world he lives in.
For the sand people.
DARPA wants to do more than eyeball banthas and sand people, though. They intend to use an EEG scan of the soldier's brain to help alert him to potential threats that he picks up. Subliminally, of course. Of course, subliminally. You don't want the enemy hearing, you know, it might be the same, you know, it might be other Americans or something, you know, you don't want them to hear what you're saying if you're not speaking a different language. It turns out that there are fast neural signatures associated with target detection and natural imagery. So, recent developments.
That took a lot of baby sacrificing to figure that out.
Recent developments and discoveries in the technology areas of flat field wide angle optics, large pixel count digital imagers, cognitive visual processing algorithms, neurally based target detection signatures, and ultra low power analog digital hybrid signal processing electronics have led good old DARPA to believe that focused technology, developed system design, and system integration efforts may produce crazy capabilities for the warfighter.
Mm-hmm.
So, wouldn't you like to say, that kind of makes me think of the new RoboCop, like a weird warehouse with like robots training, like shooting a souped up laser tag at each other or something.
Man.
I don't know.
Did you watch that one episode of on the Dark Mirror about the where they were on a firing range and they had gotten if y'all have Netflix, watch that show. That is the most dystopian show of showing where technology will lead civilizations.
My favorite show of all time is the old Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And this
It's like the modern Twilight Zone.
It's modern and way better than any of the newer Twilight Zones they ever tried, I can tell you.
In this one episode, though, they are, but basically, they have this in their head. They've been, they sign a waiver whenever they enlist into this army. It's like a modern UN army or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they sign this waiver
of
getting implemented, getting this thing injected into their brain or something like that. But it helps with these
pretty much
firing capabilities and everything. It's
a soldier portable digital imaging threat queuing system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's queuing up. If you got somebody running out,
Like
here, it's queuing up, almost like you'd see Terminator looking out, you know, in the Terminator movie. You know, from his eye.
Jesse Ventura, baby. I've always wanted his Gatling gun. You know. But yeah, you know, like on if you watch FLIR videos, those squares.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it will show something even through smoke.
They're just not built into some dude's head. So yeah.
Hey bro, I
soldier.
just got the Luke Skywalker binoculars. Wow.
So the CT2WS program is a soldier portable digital imaging threat queuing system capable of affecting detection ranges of 1 to 10 kilometers against dismounts and vehicles while simultaneously surveying a 120-degree or greater field.
Wow,
of view.
That's pretty. That is pretty
An
impressive.
FOV, a field of view.
It's like, I see you over there, bro. I see.
I'm sorry that I only have 1 to 10 kilometers. I need American Standard.
Oh, we'll fix that.
Crap,
We'll
I'll put it in there.
We'll get this on up. Yep. Interesting.
So anyway.
What are we on now? Oh yeah, this is one I find very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Project Reynard. That is at REYNARD. So in 2008, the NSA combined with DARPA collaborated for a covert data mining campaign called Project Reynard, which monitored millions of World of Warcraft users.
I can think of 5 people that play World of Warcraft
During
right
this
now
time,
without even thinking about
oh yeah.
it.
Yeah, during this time, my nephew
Especially then.
even was like, he was all up in the World of Warcraft. Project Reynard came at the very first peak of MMO gaming. I'm not familiar with that, but and sought to track the online behavior of 10 million monthly subscribers to the World of Warcraft. This program wasn't revealed to the public until 2013, when Edward Snowden disclosed top secret documents related to governmental abuses of power.
Hey, folks, look up how many lawsuits and things are going on right now because of what Edward Snowden leaked.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. I need to get on some of that money. I want some of that Snowden money. DARPA scientists configured a video analysis and content extraction tool, as well as something called knowledge discovery and dissemination, so that Reynard was automatically detecting suspicious behavior and actions in the virtual world.
So when your kid said, "No, I'm going in to play some craft," or whatever, they could have been you could have been getting spied on by the government.
Oh my goodness.
And it is a fact, folks. Look it up. It is for real.
God, do you copy? This is God. I can see you clearly. That's the first thing I think.
I gotta say that I can't enjoy Navy SEALs quite as much now that I know Charlie Sheen has been deflowering
Charlie
again,
Sheen.
possibly, allegedly. Don't sue me, Charlie.
You dirty, dirty little boy. What we got on this one? What is this one called?
Radar scope can sense through walls.
Just like in Navy SEALs 1986 or whenever.
If we're finding out about this stuff, just think how long they've...
Yeah, seriously.
D.A.R.P.A. When did I say D.A.R.P.A. was been around?
Man, I wanted it, man.
D.A.R.P.A.'s been around since 1958, and most of these projects we're talking about have been,
Does that mean you're talking about the Air Force dude saying, does that mean you're talking about that?
I don't know.
I was recently either heard or somebody talking about this, but basically the skinny was, somebody was asking, like, yeah, man, hey, Colonel, what's all them cool projects? He's like, everything that y'all think y'all know, that's what we want y'all to know. It's way beyond the scope of what y'all think y'all have information on. It's crazy. The technology that on the black budget of the government right now. Yep.
Well, this thing right here, buddy, it's a handheld radar scope So it should be able to provide troops with an ability to look through walls. That's what it does. The radar scope, let's see here. The ability to sense through up to 12 inches of concrete, you know, to see whether somebody's behind that in that next room.
That's what she said.
The radar scope was developed for use in Iraq. Of course it was. We have a war to get ready for this, I don't know. But weighing just 1.5 pounds, the device is about the size of a telephone handset with the cost of about $1,000 a piece. Of course, they're waterproof and rugged. Runs on
$1,000. That's it.
Runs on AA batteries. Hold it up to
I'd
a
buy
wall.
that right now.
Hold it up to a wall. Users will be able to sense movements as a breathing up to 50 feet into the next room.
Awesome.
I hear him in there breathing. Let's take him out. I hear him breathing. Oh my goodness. But you know, it's my understanding, if they, you know, like the kind of deal they use to get Bin Laden, if that's even real, they pretty much have a beam that can spray or they shoot, and almost like probably types of radar we used.
Yeah.
Sonar. It's kind of a type of sonar. It's shooting something that's able
pinging.
It's pinging. It's sending almost like it's sending vibrations that the machine can pick back up.
Yep.
That bounces off of everything in the building. So when it's coming through, you can't see there's a post here. It sends this pulse through and sounds bounce off of everything.
Sends that
it's
information back.
It's able to pick up the sounds that bounce off of everything as it comes through. Pretty much, isn't that how sonar worked
that's
a long
it.
time ago?
But yeah, back in the bing.
Yeah.
Like World War II movies, watching with your dad or whatever, it's like, that's like primitive compared to what we're talking about here. It's the same concept.
This baby runs on AA batteries.
Love it.
And picks up breathing into 50 feet in the next room. Which, you know, if they really used it to keep our boys safe, you know, figure out who's in what before, you know, they blow money on whatever, spend $1,000 to let them know before they go run into a room.
This is lower. I've heard some heavy breathing.
They need to work on
but
something.
that gun, this one.
They need to pick
over
up.
here.
They need to something that picks up IEDs. What they need to. Figure
Oh
out.
no, we got this in the book. Yeah, we'll do some more. This is gold mine of information right here. But anyways, continue.
Huh.
Is that it?
Pretty much. It's a remarkable invention.
Oh,
You can run, but you can't hide. We'll hear you breathing.
not from demonic technologies. It landed on me. One of my favorite projects here. Acoustic Kitty.
All right. I thought they were a band I saw back in the the early 2000s.
The Acoustic Kitty. Most people wouldn't think of the common household cat as being a potential master of espionage. But the CIA sure did in the 1960s.
Yeah, this is a good one.
American intelligence is said to have spent over $20 million on Acoustic Kitty, a top secret project that used cats as recording devices. The project took a group of specially trained cats and surgically implanted microphones, antenna.
You know how easy it is to train a cat.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like herding cats.
I'd like to see a group of bureaucrats spending their time.
I don't know who was that. Who was that specialist?
How can we get that funding?
And batteries into their tails. That little that skipped me earlier. And then set them loose near the Russian embassy. The idea was that the unassuming cat would be able to stride right up to the group of communist officials and listen in on their conversations, which it would then beam back to agents with its sophisticated radio equipment. The plan was eventually put into action.
How many millions of dollars were
It
spent?
was $20 million. $20 million. This is 1960, $20 million also. So that's like what, 4.58 billion?
That's like that. Man. That's a lot.
But the
200 million.
it's probably you could say shoot,
Maybe a little less.
$250 million. Why not? But the first cat sent into the field was supposedly run over by a taxi before it could make a recording, and the Operation Acoustic Kitty was abandoned shortly thereafter.
You can see those guys listening into that. Oh, okay. Throwing their headsets off.
I know it. Oh, it has this in parentheses. Could this actually have been a well-planned assassination by the KGB, who were probably better at spying on us than we were on them, and knew about our plans from the beginning? Who knows?
Possible.
Yep. That is interesting, Michael.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of money to spend on that. Anyway, folks, we sure appreciate it. Is that everything? I guess so. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and follow the money.
And the power.
Thank you.